Upgrade. This is a movie I kept hearing about. I kept hearing about Upgrade. Everyone telling me, oh man, this film was great. It's this little low-budget sci-fi cyberpunk movie, and it defies your expectations. Now, I want to be very clear. I didn't hate Upgrade. And I didn't like Upgrade. There are things I like about this movie. There are things I don't like about this movie. Leigh Whannell, I think he's going into this movie thinking he's more clever and subversive because you've got all these references to other sci-fi cyberpunk movies. I think he thinks he's subversive and clever with the plot twist, which I won't ruin here, but I saw it coming 20 minutes into the movie, man. The plot twist, it's so telegraphed, and yet the movie treats the plot twist as, dun dun dun, we got you! And I'm like, how did no one see this coming? I mean, this was almost telegraphed like a giant flashing sign was going off, going, plot twist here, this is important to the ending of the film! So, I didn't like that aspect. I thought the world that they built was kind of interesting, but again, had shades of other cyberpunk movies to it. I don't even know if I would call this cyberpunk. It's cyberpunk-esque. I don't know if I'd actually call it cyberpunk. In Upgrade, basically, man in an unnamed cyberpunky type future, his wife is killed, he is paralyzed from the neck down, so he gets an experimental computer chip put in him that can control his arms and legs, and it makes him a super weapon. Honestly, those are some of the best scenes, because obviously, they had to choreograph the shit out of this. The fight scenes are really good, and I kinda like some of the camera work in those scenes too. It gets shaky cam a little bit, but there are some interesting moves that are kinda straight out of a vampire movie. If you've seen Upgrade, you know what I'm talking about. Overall, the movie doesn't work. And this sort of weird blending of the future technology and the past technology is extremely inconsistent, and that's one of the things I didn't like. So you've got this super futuristic technology, but people are still living in homes like slums, and yet they've got like these sci-fi email walls and everything, and yet the rest of it looks like you'd see in a slum today, and the whole movie's like this. It's extremely inconsistent, even with its own rules. Like, there's a bar in this that plays a large role, is cash only, no chips. Okay? And yet then later on, another character is like, I haven't seen paper money in decades. So, paper money is still a thing, but it's so rare that only criminals use it? Wouldn't that make it easier to track criminals if the only ones who are using paper money are criminals? Maybe I'm looking too much into it and they just wanted kind of a ha, paper money doesn't exist on a regular basis anymore joke, but because of the way we're actually going in the real world. Upgrade, it's got fine performances in it. I thought the main villain, the bad guy, the enforcer, there's a couple of different villains, he was suitably creepy at the same time as I think intentionally sort of pathetic, because he's got this little Peter Watts from Millennium style pencil thin mustache that makes him look like a pedophile, but he's this badass super soldier. It's sort of intentionally inconsistent, I think. And also with the performances. I know that Logan Marshall Green is a man of his own. You cannot convince me that he is not actually Tom Hardy with a pseudonym. This is Tom Hardy. He sounds like Tom Hardy. He looks like Tom Hardy. He has the body movements of Tom Hardy. This was Tom Hardy starring in this movie. It just, for some reason, is credited to some guy called Logan Marshall Green. As far as I'm concerned, this was Tom Hardy. This guy is Tom Hardy's doppelganger from the Mirror Universe. He's even got the beard to prove it. Upgrade, everyone was telling me it was so good. Again, it's not bad, but it's not good either. I think it needed another pass from the screenplay, because another one of the problems is the screenplay. To move forward, it requires characters to do either stupid things or to make the worst possible decision out of all available options. Kind of like The Walking Dead. The only reason The Walking Dead is still going on is because every single character takes the worst possible option of all available options for 8 or 9 seasons now. And that's what Upgrade was like. The only way that this script moves forward is by characters being stupid. And that's not a well-written script. A well-written script should have the things move organically. And that is not what Upgrade has. Upgrade has some good fight scenes. It's got a nice sort of thought-out cyberpunk world that's not too far in the future, but I guess futuristic enough that you have certain things. And like I said, it's not as clever as it thinks it is, because I saw that plot twist coming a mile away. If you watch this movie, you won't even realize that there's a plot twist coming, and you'll go, I bet the plot twist is, and you'll be right. It's that uninspired. So, Upgrade was kind of a downgrade.